Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. Here comes Dottie. She hears it. And this is a virtual stitching retreat. You are in our Stitchuation room. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hello, everybody in the chat. I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. I did. I got so much work done. Oh, my goodness. On autumn love and a little bit on the Christmas tree as well. So let's say good morning to the dogs so then I can let them go out and see Daddy this morning. Here we go. There they are. Oh, my light just fell, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. We're having a technical problem here this morning. What was that about? Oh, my goodness. That made Dottie run for sure. There we go. That's crazy. There they are. She's a good girl. She had her first little stranger danger bark this morning that I've heard, which was kind of cute. You want a treat? Good girl. And one for you, Frito. Get your Dave biscuits. Yeah, good girl. You're going to have to eat a little quicker. You're going to have to eat a little quicker. Yeah, there you go. You dropped one. And you guys need to go brush your teeth. Let me make sure you guys can see that cute, cute little cowboy corgi. All right. There's one for Frito. Hey, and there's one for you. Bye-bye. Oh, all right. Daddy's getting them. We had a little light problem. You want to say hello to everybody? Good morning. Hold on. Let me point you guys over to the love of my life.
Good morning, everybody. I'm on dog duty now.
Dog duty. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. This is my life, you guys. It's always something, always something. All right. All right. So, yes, I did get a lot of work done this weekend on Autumn Love. And I laid out my blocks. I'm just going to show you this. We're going to spin around this way. I laid out my blocks up on the design wall so I can see where I'm at. It looks like two of them are MIA. Right over here on this side, there's some yellow flowers and something else that goes in there. And I swear I did those, but can't find them. And then also, I'll zoom in so you can see, I've got 5 blocks on the wrong background fabric. 5, not 1, not 2, 5. See the corners, how light they are compared to the middles? Isn't that great? Yeah, now I have to determine if I really want to redo those corners or not. This, let me put my finger, that green one right there is also a wrong color background. This is what happens when you start quilting before you get your kit. Yep, I was like, oh, I've got some of that fabric. Let me use that. And then what came in the kit was a darker shade of that, that particular color. But yeah, I did the house and I put the top of the house together. I need to do a video for you guys so you can see exactly how to put those together. But take a look. The smoke, everything turned out just perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm very, very pleased with that. I will admit, it is a weird way of doing business for that particular, the way that's done, it is strange. So weird. I don't know. But, you know, just get through it. It's one of those things, trust the process kind of deal, you know, something like that. So yeah, I did that. And then I got about another 30 minutes, maybe an hour worth of work done on the quilted Christmas tree. So that is still in the works. I'm going to continue to do those day by day, bit by bit. And so for Autumn Love, I still have the birds and the little wreath looking thing to do at the bottom and those 2 other blocks in the right fabric. And then I have to decide if oh, you ordered your prim last night, Judy. Excellent. Good for you. That's fantastic. Prim is going to be much different because prim does not have stitching or applique fabric that goes into the seams. So that's going to be a lot different. It's pretty cool. You know, I was on the phone the other day with the rep from Riley Blake. They are the manufacturers of this, these embroidery quilts. And she let me know that one of the things that they are restricted to is they have to stay true to pattern to what Lori Holt has. And so to get that sized properly in embroidery can be a real challenge. Definitely can be a real challenge. Awesome. Okay. So let me see. What did I see about the word autumn? I actually redigitized that You'd love a video on how to do the house in Autumn Love. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead. Before I put, we'll do it tomorrow because I do want to sew the door together. So the door is on the top and there another block below. I want to put those together and show you how I get those seams to match exactly. There's a trick to it, as with everything in life, right? So, hey, you guys, I hear all the racket over in the virtual kitchen. Wander over there. Scotty Dog is running our kitchen. Give me a thumbs up. There's a button on the wall on your way in. You're in the right place. It's virtual. But give the thumbs up, and I appreciate that. It's good for the algorithm. So today, I'm going to start Enchanted Winter. I was going to do 3 machines running at once, but I can't get my PE 770 down from that top shelf up there. It's hiding right there, and I can't get it down. So we're just going to do 2. And I will go ahead, we'll get the 10 needle rocking and rolling on an embroidery only, and then I'll do the luminaire and get it going. And so anyway, okay. It is what I'm working on today is Enchanted Winter from Kimberbell. This quilt is precious. There are 2 to 3 different ways you can do this quilt, and I'll talk to you about all of them. It is a wall hanging. It's not a snuggle quilt. And I went through here, and first thing I did was I got all of my fabric and just folded them into individual fat quarters or fat eighths and just had them separate. They come to you bundled, and I just went in there and put them all individual so they're easier to find, because you know it's hard peeling back fabrics that are all stuck together. But this way, everything is nice and neat and easy to find. And I have got my Kimberbell project batting. I've got another package of this that I have cut up and used. So I have my Kimberbell project batting. I have my Kimberbell no-show mesh light mesh cutaway stabilizer and a strap from Clear Blue Tiles to hold it all together. And I have got the, I used up a roll of some of this. I've got tape on it, the paper tape to hold it closed. The fusible backing. So this is a woven fusible backing from Kimberbell. So I've got that all going here. And we need to get that. You finally have sound. Good. Sound is good when you're watching videos, right? Of course, you can watch the little words at the bottom. And I'm going to do 3 different blocks today. That's the plan. So I also have my embellishment kit. I have links to all of this below in the description box. And anything that you click on that you want to get, you know, you go there. Those are my links, just FYI. And I'm going to be using magnetic hoops today. So I have already got stabilizer in. I'm going to make Welcome Winter. So we're going to go through the first. Where's my book? Right here. I went to the quilt show on Saturday. While we're stitching and nothing's happening, I'll show you what I got at the quilt show. So this is just an absolutely adorable little quilt. Okay. It also comes with a needle minder if you collect those. And I do. So it's adorable. I have it right here on my luminaire. Super cute. He's, this is just precious. Look at that little guy. Isn't he a doll? That's adorable. Cute. I love what Kim says from Kimberbell. You can't put a price on cute. It's true. Makes you happy, right? So inside of the book, right inside the front cover, your first page, you will peel back the sticker and get a redemption code to be able to download your designs. I'm going to show you a little bit of how I manage my designs on my computer. So maybe that can help you when it comes to figuring out what you're doing and when and all that. Also, I do have the background quilting bundle. And so I will be using those, the Kimberbell Enchanted Winter background quilting bundle, to do the different background designs that are used in this quilt. If you do not have that, but you've got Clear Blue Tiles, you can use Clear Blue Tiles on this as well. And Clear Blue Tiles are an alignment system for background quilting. on individual blocks or a whole quilt, whichever. So I did a really pretty comprehensive video about that 4 years ago. Can you believe that? I did that video 4 years ago. I looked it up when I was on the Kimberbell Live the other day. I was going to show people, put the link to it in the chat so people could see. But I was like, well, I don't want to hijack her chat. So yes, Vicky says clear blue tiles are awesome. Yes, they are. They are awesome. Man, I love them. I like them for little small projects. They're perfect. They're just perfect. Something you don't want to put on the long arm. So here's where you download your designs, and then it goes through here. I made a mistake. Imagine that. I made a mistake. So the white fabric that has the snowflakes on it, you get a fat quarter and a fat eighth of it. And the fat eighth is supposed to be used for the welcome winter background right here on page 6. 1 fat eighth, welcome winter background. I cut it out of the fat quarter. Not that big of a deal, okay? Not that big of a deal because the fat quarter is used for, where did I see that? It's used for stashing. So I can cut it. I've got plenty. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. A fat eighth is the welcome winter background. The fat 16th, I can't read. Where's it at? Oh, the 5/8 yard of that fabric, that white fabric with snowflakes on it, is for the inner border and binding. Not a big deal. I cut into the yardage, whatever, it's fine. Sometimes it's not okay, so you need to pay attention to that. It just so happens it's not that big of a deal. Now, they do give you a glide embroidery thread chart, but they give you the color chips here. So if you don't have glide thread, then you can match the color chips as close as possible to your thread that you do have. Okay, you don't have to go out and buy glide thread if you don't want to. For the back, and it tells you for the optional background quilting what color to use, and they're labeled alphabetically. So it will tell you, which is nice because they used to do color chips without the alphabet on it. I think my husband's outside running stuff up and down the driveway. Okay. So they used to just put a color chip without any kind of designation on it so that you could match it. But sometimes it's hard to tell which one's which. And so they've changed it. This is the first time I've seen it in this book where like it says the blue azure is letter A. Okay. And then when you go into the actual design, I'll show you. It will have the color chips. See, that's how tiny they are. It has the color chips, but it has the letter on it. So you know which one you're using. Because sometimes the aquas are very close, right? It's very hard to tell. So, all right. I'm looking at everybody. Boy, we got lots of folks saying hi. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I got to wear my hair down today. It's nice and cool outside for the first time in a long time. I need a sip of coffee. Where's that? Here it is. Awesome. You have to look up my embroidery on t-shirt. Every time you do tees, they turn out great each time. Thank you, Flo. Yes, embroidering on a t-shirt is always a challenge. You like my blue shirt? Thank you. It said, God put me on this earth to make a certain number of quilts. I'm so far behind, I'll never die. How about that? Okie dokie. So the plan today is to use the multi-needle to do the welcome winter and let that be stitching because there's no applique in it. So I'm going to get that going and then we'll sit down and I'm going to do the next welcome winters on page 12. Okay. And then I'm going to do the next block, which are the snowflakes. There's 2 snowflakes. I'm going to do them in the same hoop. Okay. And then when the snowflakes are finished, then I'm going to do the snow bird, which is applique. So I have everything all prepped and ready to go. My fabrics are already prepped. with, excuse me, SF10, not SF101, Kimberbell's Fusion Woveable on the Woveable, blah, blah, blah. Kimberbell's Fusible Woven. I just brushed my teeth. I can't do a thing with them. All right. So we have Fusible Woven on the Snowbird. You need to put the Fusible Woven on all of your fabrics. Normally, you only put Fusible Woven on the back of your background fabric, which is this. But the applique pieces, it says to do it on all of your fabrics except for the feathers, and that's that one. See how you can see through that? They're saying you don't need it on the feathers, but you did need it on this one. It helps make them more opaque and they have more stiffness to them, which is good. Okay. Also, I went climbing around up here and getting out all of my threads. I pulled a zipper bag I got from Creative Notions, monthly bag, monthly box. And I pulled out all of my threads, okay, in the colors because I have the glide. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Last night, we need 4 colors in that Welcome Winter block. And I put 3 of them on. I'm going to show you how I change my threads on the multi-needle. All right. Oh, we've got pumpkin spice donuts in the kitchen. Yummy. I got some, Pillsbury put out a pumpkin cookie. I need to make those today. That would be good. All righty. You have thread envy? It's a thing, Kaylee. Yeah, it's a thing. I know. Okay. So you do not have to use embroidery software to do these at all. You can download everything to your computer, and then you can save all the designs to a USB, and you can take that USB to your machine, whichever, and hunt and peck and pull them into what you want. The problem with that, especially if you're doing the background quilting, on some machines, like on my NQ3700D, which is a 6x10, that little screen, I really can't tell what's what on that screen. It's so small, and it does not, it's so small, and it doesn't let me see the name of the design. And if you're looking for your background quilting, the beginning of the name of the file is all the same. It's like KDQ, or yeah, Kimberbell Designs Q. KDQ is Kimberbell Designs Quilting -466, blah, blah, blah. Well, by the time it gets through that first part, you can't see that on the screen. And so embroidery software is really, really helpful here. So I'm going to build all the designs in Embrilliance, and you only need essentials for this, the basic Embrilliance essentials. And there's not a coupon out right now, so I have a link to it below. But essentials allows you to merge designs, and that's what I need to do because I'm going to put my background quilting in here. Now, when I said that you could do it 2-3 different ways, one of the ways is to do quilt as you go, and that's what I'm going to do. Meaning, I'm going to use the block by block background quilting files, which give me a placement line for the batting and the fabric and a tack down. Okay, so it's going to give me the shape. And that inner line is actually my trim line, but then it's going to stitch everything. If you want to use clear blue tiles, you would want to mark center on your stabilizer and then fold this into quarters. Okay, find center in that center corner and then open it up and then run a cleared blue tiles pattern on it and just stitch it down so you won't have the block by block lines to tell you placement and trim. Right. So there's that way. The other way is to not use any background quilting at all. And then what you would do is you just stitch it straight on the stabilizer without batting. Okay. And then when you finish the quilt top, after you put it all together, because you have to trim it to certain sizes, Once you put it all together, then you would layer it up with batting, okay, and a backing, and you would stitch in the ditch to get it all together. So there's different ways to be able to assemble and complete this quilt. So, hi, Bernie from Helotus. I saw Bernie Saturday at the quilt show. She was working the door. So you got your straight stitch machine, Nancy. Awesome. Yes, you're ready to get quilting, girl. It will change your world. Yes, absolutely. Show us what to do if you don't have orange pop rulers. If I did not have orange pop rulers, which I do, y'all, these things, let me tell you, this is an investment over time, okay? If you want to go out and get it all in the first go, knock yourself out, but the orange pop rulers, you know, they're not inexpensive. And please don't buy the junk from Temu, okay? Because they're knockoffs and they're much less expensive. I'm not entirely sure that they're that accurate. And that does not help our wonderful designers here in the United States, right? I'm going to go close the door to my sewing room because my husband's watching something on TV. So just a moment. I have never purchased a thing from Temu, and I never will. The stuff they sell on Temu, that's China's version of Amazon, and they steal intellectual property and make stuff and then sell it back to us here in the United States. And I get it, budget is a thing, I get that. So if you do not have clear blue tiles, or CBTs as I call them, you want to look at the finished size of the design, okay? That's how you do this. You look at the finished size of the design. I'm gonna tell you a hack. I won't show you, but I'm gonna tell you a hack. Let's get to this. I'm gonna go in the pattern book here. I gotta go through all these pages of instructions and how to cut and this, that, and the other, right? Okay, so the finished size of this design, it shows you how to use the orange pop rulers right here, okay? Not CBT, I'm sorry, not clear blue tiles, orange pop rulers. Orange pop rulers are a very accurate way for you to be able to trim your blocks so that they all fit exactly the way they're supposed to. So this says, the block will measure 10.5 by 4.5. Okay, the block will measure 10.5 by 4.5. I would go into my embroidery machine or my software. That's what I would do. I would use my software, but you can do it. Sometimes you can do it on an embroidery machine. Go ahead and create yourself a basting stitch, 10.5 by 4.5. And then I would do another one, if you can, that is 11 by 5. And that's going to give you your 1/2-inch seam allowance. And then the 10.5 by 4.5 will be your trim line. Okay. So you can just create your lines. If you don't have that ability, you can, right, after it's stitched, you can fold it, find center, and draw the lines. Get your ruler out and draw the lines, okay? You can use centering rulers and whatnot. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Okay. Let's see here. Okie doke. Everybody's doing good here. All right. So I want to go into Embrilliance. I just downloaded my Kimberbell folder that had backed up to my Windows cloud, my Microsoft cloud, and I just downloaded it to my MacBook. So I wanted to go in and show you guys how I do some of my file management here. And I'm going to do a share screen, and we're going to get the infinity screen for a little bit. And click on that and share. Okay, and then I want to go to my Finder. Now my Finder, let me move this big. You guys can see. Okay. So in my Finder, here's my Kimberbell folder that I just downloaded from my Microsoft cloud, and I'm clicking it. I'm on a Mac here, so I cannot use, I hope it downloaded. Yeah, look at that. So I created a folder called Enchanted Winter. And would you look at that? I do not see it. Oh my goodness. Did it not back up overnight? Oh no. Oh no. Well, how about that? Darn it. All right, let's stop sharing. I'm going to jump over to my Windows machine. How about that? Technology. Great when it works, right? Okay, so I'm going to jump over to my Windows machine, and if you will bear with me a moment, because I've got to get these designs. Your hubby gave you the orange set last Christmas. That's awesome, Elizabeth. Okay, there's where I'm going to be. So let me go over there. All is not lost, you guys. Let me come over here and get onto StreamYard from here. And let's see. Be able to talk to y'all, hopefully. Hold on, I got to turn those off. And I need to mute this mic. Hold on. There I. There we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. How is the sound? Oh, Diane, it was good to run into you too. I know. It was nice, wasn't it? Look what I had to do. I took apart a dog playpen and put it behind my long arm. It's working great. Keeps her out of those cords. Great, good. Okay, awesome. So I want to show you guys. Okay, let me go present and share screen. Entire screen, this one. And then let me get into my file explorer. Okay. I want to see what you guys are seeing. So hold on a second. I have in my quick access, I have a file, my embroidery. Okay. Let me go to YouTube, my channel. I want to make sure that I can see what you're, okay, good. This is good. All right. So you can see it's this PC in documents, and I have a folder called embroidery. Now I file by subject or by author, just like a card catalog. So I have a folder for Kimberbell, because if I'm going to make I pretty much know Kimberbell stuff. I'm such a fan. I know where I can look at it and go, okay, I know that's Kimberbell. So I'm going to click on this and get into it. Maybe we'll see. Look at that 2.1 gig in Kimberbell. That's a lot. Right. Kimberbell. Okay. Well, I think it's going to let me see what's in the folder. It's got a lot of stuff in it because I was doing some work in there last night. So while this thing is doing its Windows thing and thinking about it, I'm going to show you guys what I picked up at the show. Let me go get that. I took my handy dandy Missouri Star shopping bag with me. And let me go back over here. Now what did I do? Okay, how come you can't see my screen now? Nope, nope. This is right and this is right. And you're not seeing my folders anymore. Okay, what happened? So let me... How come you can't see my folders? Let me remove this. Okay, stop sharing. All right. And now share screen, entire screen, this, share. There we go. Okay. So let me open up the Kimberbell folder. And inside of Kimberbell, I've got background quilting designs. And when I unzip the file, I put them all in here. Okay. So the background quilting designs are all in here. And then I have Enchanted Winter. You can see that little blue spin arrow. That's a backup that's occurring in the cloud, and that drags everything down. It's very annoying. So Enchanted Winter. Now, I put the Enchanted Winter background quilting files in here. And when you go here to background quilting, I created that folder in this file. Okay. So I have the fills and the block by block. All right. So let me go back here. And then I have PES designs. So I went through each one of these folders that came in here. These are the designs themselves. All right. I went through each folder that I got on my download and I extracted these files. Okay. And those are my embroidery designs. So I only have the PES and then I deleted the rest of them. And for some reason, I'm not seeing all of my background quilting designs. And that bothers me too, because they're there, but I'm only seeing Winter 1 and that's not correct. So let me open Embrilliance. I'm going to launch that. And I want to go to Welcome Winter. Let me make this a little bit smaller here. I'm going to take Welcome Winter and drag it so that it's there, and then go back to the background quilting and the block by block. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me get the book. It says that the background quilting, for this particular design is the 4x10 Plant 15. Okay. So here's the Plant 15 folder, but I wanted to show you. So if I go into Plant 15, I already did all these other ones. These are just the PES files that I need for my Brother machine. So if I go back over here to block by block, I didn't do it to the Winter 8. So let me double click Winter 8. I want to show you how I do this. So when you get into Winter 8, this is the way it originally downloaded from Kimberbell. So I'm going to go into embroidery files. The instructions are all the same. You really don't need them. You can read them if you want, but they're the same for every single one of them. It's just a file that they throw in there to help you. So I'm going to go to embroidery files, and here are all of them. Okay, so there's all file formats. You get all file formats. I don't need all the file formats. I only want PES. So I'm going to double click the PES. Here are all of the designs. You get a load of these designs, you guys, loads of them. I'm going to Control A to select all, and I'm going to Control X to cut. So you can see they kind of grayed out. Now I'm going to go back to the Winter 8 right up here in the breadcrumb trail. Think of Hansel and Gretel. Right here, okay, I'm in the Winter 8 folder, and I'm going to Control V to paste. V is in Victor. So there they all are, all right? So I cut them out of the PES folder in this, buried down in here, and I put them right here in the top level. So now I'm going to highlight this one, hold the Control key, and highlight that one, and I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard. And that made those go away. So I don't have that bogging down my system. Okay. So now when I go to block by block and it says I need plant 15, I'm going to go to plant and it's the 4x10, which is this one right there. So easy. I'm just going to grab it and drop it like that. So what I've done was I got rid of all of the design files that I don't need in the formats that I won't ever use. So this keeps it very clean, right? So now all my background quilting is where I need it there. Okay. So let me come here now. I need to plug in. I thought I grabbed the USB to bring it over here. Didn't I? Did I? It was in my hand. What'd I do with it? I have another one. I could use the design database transfer. I'm sure that would work as well. So let's take a look at this in Embrilliance and make sure it's going to stitch properly. Okay. The hoop is horizontal. I'm going to Control A to select all. And in Essentials, I'm just going to rotate to the right. That looks great. And I want the background quilting to stitch first. So I'm going to highlight it in the Objects panel and then right click and move first. There we go. Now the Welcome Winter is stitching on top of that. So simple. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save the stitch file. Okay. And I'm going to save it on my desktop. And on my desktop, there is a folder called EMB Designs. And this is just for designs that I'm going to access using the Brother Design Database Transfer. You guys, it's really important. Don't do it as a shortcut. This is the actual EMB Designs folder. Okay, so I'm going to call it Welcome Winter. And save it right there. Okay. So there's one. Let me do a new tab up here. And for the snowflakes, I'm going to create 2 separate design files for the snowflakes so I can move them exactly where I want them on my fabric in the machine. So for snowflake number 1, I need to hoop geometric 13 for the background quilting. So here's geometric, and it is the 4x4 horizontal. Right there. Grab that. Okay. And then I need to go back up here to Enchanted Winter and my PES designs. And this is Snowflake 1. Let's see. Snowflake 1. That's this one. Right there. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, no, yeah, background quilting first, and then Snowflake 1. Good. Okay. File, save stitch file as. It's still in the EMB Designs folder. This I want to save to a USB. I'm going to, oh no, I don't need to save it in here at all. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Utility, Wi-Fi to Brother Baby Lock. And SF1, Snowflake 1, and okay. File sent to the machine. Excellent. Okay. Control all and delete. And then I need the next one is the background quilting is also geometric 13 4x4. I should have left that. Let me Control Z and get rid of this snowflake. Just delete it. Click it over here and hit delete on my keyboard. And then the design, where's the folder? Where'd my folder go? Let me pull my folder up. And Snowflake 2. And drag it and drop it. Excellent. Easy peasy. It's all centered. Everything's ready to go. And Utility, Wi-Fi to Brother Baby Lock. And I'm going to change the name to SF2, Snowflake 2. And okay. All right. And then the bird, the snowbird, because I want that one over there as well. So I could really go through here if I just had one machine or two. It doesn't matter. You can go through here and build them all. Okay. So Control A to select all and delete. Whoop. Why aren't you selecting all? There we go. Delete. And the snowbird uses the Winter 8 4x6 design for the background quilting. So let me pull up the snowbird while I'm here. Grab that, drag and drop, and then go back to my Enchanted Winter, background quilting, block by block, Winter 8, and it is the, what did I say? 4x6. There it is. And pull it in here and drag it. Nice. That looks good. Everything's centered. Everything's perfect. This needs to be first. Right click, move first. Excellent. I love it. And, oh, I know what. Let me see. Highlight everything. And I'm going to rotate it 90 for my brain. And utility, Wi-Fi to brother baby lock, and snowbird. And okay. Now, the reason I'm using two different utilities to send to different machines is it just makes it quicker. And there are, oh, now it says it's not responding. It's thinking about it. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to the embroidery machines now, and we are going to, oh, there we go. Done. Excellent. Okay. And I'm going to get my 10 needle fired up. All right. Awesome. So let me play with the sound and everything here just a second. Hold on. All right. I think I'm good. I've got audio. I have video. It's all good. How about that? Y'all, I'm a one-man show, and I have to think this early. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet. Good night. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate the sound check. All right, y'all. So on my multi-needle, hopefully it's here, the design, right? It said it was. On my multi-needle, what I do is when I'm changing threads on the back, I will cut a very long tail from the one that is already on the machine. And then I just take this new spool and then I tie these tails. Don't cut it up here at the top. If you've got one of these, cut it a lot longer to give yourself plenty of tail to tie these off. I just do a simple knot exactly like I do on the single needle and pull the tail. It's just a simple knot, just like the first one you do when you tie your shoe. Okay. And then after I change a thread color, what I do is I pull the thread through on the bottom of the machine. I don't know where my Zoomy went. Where is my Zoomy? Right here. I pull the thread through so I remember which spools I changed. Okay, so I've got thread hanging down here. I think you can see it there. So I just take two fingers and pull the thread out of the needle, and then I pull it toward me to run the new thread through the machine. As soon as the tail comes out, I've got that tail right here. That's perfect. I need to get into, I'm going to go to spool number 10, needle number 10. Okay. And hit the needle threader button. And then I just tuck with my finger under the foot and around the little hook there and use the thread cutter. And there's 10. I tend to work from my left to right. It just makes it easier. So I'm not, because my right hand is all in the way, right? while I'm doing this. I'll make sure I get this under here. Okay, there's that one. I got a big old thread nest here. 8. Hook out and cut it and hook in, and needle 7. Hook out, put it underneath, and needle 7 and hook in. All done. Okay, the threads are done. I do have the quilting table on here. I like it. I do need to put a drop of oil in the hook because I stitched a lot yesterday. So I need to get that done. So I love this machine. If you guys can swing a multi-needle, oh my goodness, y'all, it is the greatest thing since the Weed Eater. I love this thing. It is so close to an industrial. And if you can swing more than 6 needles, do it. You'll get needle envy. You'll be all upset. Once you get the hang of this, you'll be like, man, I should have got more needles. All right, snap that back in. Okay. And I'm going to, now I've already got my batting and stabilizer on here. Now this machine can be kind of finicky when it comes to, getting that first stitch done on stabilizer only. And a lot of times it won't pick up the bobbin, which annoys me. But I've got to go through here, pull up the design and program it. So let's do that right now. I'm going to go to home. So I'm going to go to the wireless icon because I sent it over wirelessly. And where is it? Welcome Winter. Not here? Where is it? Am I looking at it and I'm missing it? No, I don't see it. Let me return. Oh, I didn't send it over from the design database transfer, Becky, goofball. Oh my gosh, y'all. I didn't go in there and send it. Well, no wonder it's not there. Let me go put it on a USB. I'm not going to fiddle with that with the camera. Let me go save it to, why didn't I do that? I don't know. Maybe it'll send. Maybe it'll send. Hold on here. Go to my desktop and design database transfer. If that will load, or I'll get another USB. Where's my welcome? And it's usually not here. Yeah, there it is. So I need to choose the machine first. Spanky, welcome Winter, put it in there and send. Ah, done. Okay. No USB required. Love it. How about that? Sorry. Didn't share that with you, but I don't want to be here. More coffee. I know, Amy. More coffee. More coffee. Stand up straight. I'm sorry for how dark it is, you guys. Got to do something about that. So let me, I'm at home. Wireless again. There it is. Ta-da! And set. Okay. And I don't need to do any kind of rotations with it or anything right now. So where it's at is fine. Let me get you on that screen where you can see. It's a little bit of an angle. I'm sorry about that. Y'all see I had to put my Yazzie bags behind there? My dog was climbing on them. Multitasking. I'm telling you. Girl, I'm on fire this morning. Let me go. Yeah, this is the Brother PR 1055. It's a 10 needle. Fantastic embroidery machine. Fabulous, fabulous. Let me see. There. Oh, angle, glare. There we go. All right. So I don't need to do size, rotate, mirror, none of that. I'm going to hit edit end. And then here I've got 3 spools that are highlighted. If your 3 spools are not highlighted, go into your settings. And I believe it's page 7 or 8. And it's 7. Manual color sequence. Make sure that is on. That way you can tell the machine which spools to use. So I'm going to tap my manual color sequence. These right here are my color stops. This is a preview window. These numbers here, 1 through 10, correspond to the spools on the back of the machine or the needles that you're going to use. We have a stop button with a hand. We have a do not stitch and okay. So stitch number 1 is my placement line, and I'm going to use spool number 7 for that. That's a placement line for the batting. Okay. And then spool number 2 is a tack down for the batting. So I'm going to tell it to stop. I'm going to put the hand up because I want it to stop before it stitches that. It's not stitch then stop. It's stop then stitch. This thing reads backwards from the way I would think. So and I want that to be spool number 7 as well. Okay. So from there, I'm going to lay down, when it stops, I'm going to lay down my batting and my fabric and make sure everything's cool with that. And stitch number 3 is the tack down. Okay. For the fabric. So I want that to stitch. And let's see, I need it to stop before it stitches so I can put my fabric down there. And I want that to be spool number 7. Spool number 7 is that background quilting color. And here, oh, it's running through batting and then fabric. All right. Well, I don't want to stitch that. And there's my background quilting, and that is spool number 7 as well. I hit do not stitch on that last one because I'm going to lay them down at the same time. They're big enough. It's fine. All right. So the first stitch that needs to be stitched are the little, it looks like the leaves. And it tells you the first stitch is D. Stitch the stem detail and leaves. You guys cannot mess this up. The instructions from Kimberbell are phenomenal. They're the best in the industry. If you're brand new to embroidery, highly, highly recommend you use these. So D is the time, which is on spool number 9. Okay. And then the next one is F, which is that lilac color on spool number 10. And then the next one is the berries detail, which is spool number 8, dark blue. And number 8 is also, let's see, what is that? What is step number 8? Berry fills, berries detail, welcome winter. Remove from the hoop. What is that? I can't even see what that is. That berries thing on there. What do we have? Stitch the stems. That's number 7. Okay. No, that's the background quilting. There's my stems. There's the berries fills. Berry details is B, and welcome winter. All right. Well, I guess they're all 8. Right? Spool number 8. And then welcome winter is also spool number 8. And then it's done. Okay. That looks good. So I'm going to tell it okay. And embroidery. And it's ready to go. The default is 1,000 stitches per minute. Y'all, dealers will tell you slow your machine down. You don't need to slow these machines down. These machines are designed to go 1,000 stitches a minute. All right. And your thread is designed for that. And your stabilizer, everything's designed for that. I don't know why they tell you that. Unless you're using specialty threads, I do not recommend that. Just use the machine like it's supposed to be used. That drives me crazy. All right. I have to hit the lock to tell it good to go. But hold on a minute. It's probably not going to make a knot. Let me see. It might. Did it? Yeah. The noise canceling on my microphone is really good. Yeah, the machine will slow when it needs to. You're absolutely right, Debbie. Okay. You know, and like I said, unless you're using specialty threads, you do not need to slow your machines down. Okay, I told it to stop. I'm looking at a hand. And I'm just going to put both batting and fabric down. And the fabric already has the woven fusible on the back of it. I'm just making sure everything is covering all of my stitches on either side, top, bottom, side to side. lock and go. And it's going to do one more around. I'm going to skip the next stitch, I think. You can tape it if you want. This is a 28-minute stitch out, so that's why, yeah, if you can get a floor model, that's a deal. Absolutely. You never speed it up. That's okay. So it's going around twice. I think the next stitch is going to be a little bit smaller or maybe a little bigger, either way. But those are the placement and tack downs for that block by block quilting. You're brand new to embroidery. You have a PE 770. What Kimberbell, Cheryl, what Kimberbell design would I suggest you get? I'm going to tell it lock and go because I already put everything down at one time. I would suggest you start with their mug rugs. That is the best thing to start with. They're very simple. They have excellent instructions. Yeah, so look here. It's giving me trim lines. Let me tilt this down. Now here's the beauty of the multi-needle, okay? There's my block by block quilting lines. Okay. Still going strong. I get it. Story time. Yep. Now this is just going to start without any help from me. Okay. It's going to start the background quilting now, and then it's just going to move into the design, and I don't have to pay this thing any attention. Now what I can do is I can go on my phone and go no, not brother, not Art Spira. What's it called? My stitch monitor on my phone. And there it is. Oh, sorry. My stitch monitor. Brother, my stitch monitor. Telling me where it is. See that? Real time. It's doing it in real time. And it tells me I'm on 3 minutes out of 28. And I got 25 minutes left to go to stitch that. Y'all, I've gone to the grocery store. And my phone will go off in the grocery store and say, all done stitching, or if there's a thread break or whatever, not a big deal. I love that thing. Okay. Do I? Belge cats. Yeah, I use Stitch Artist all the time. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to come down here now. We're going to go over to the Luminaire. Yeah, y'all jump on floor models if you can. Absolutely. The Baby Lock Altair, it behaves exactly the same as this one does. Okay, so there's our hour is up, but I'm going to show you guys how that machine is loud. Ooh, I'm glad y'all can't hear it. The only color I need for both of these snowflakes is linen. So I'm old tail, new tail. Okay. Thank you, Rianne. She loves my shirt. Okay. Tie it off at the top exactly like the multi-needle. And I'm going to pull it through at the bottom. Unthread the needle. Pull it toward me. Pull the tail through. And all right. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm stitching with a 9014 needle on this, which is fine. It's going through quilting cotton, fusible woven batting, right? I need to put a bobbin in this. I'm just going to start this and get it going, and then I'll let you guys go. If you have to leave, because you have to go to that 4-letter word called work, I hope you have a wonderful day. So, and you are able to go sew something today, I hope. You know what? It's so good for your soul, y'all. Just 20 minutes. Get something under the needle. All right. So my bobbin's in. Let's come over here. Whoop, my camera. Where are you going? Let's see. Touch it. We're going to go to embroidery. And I sent the designs wirelessly, so I'm going to go into the pocket for memory. What kind of memory? You can do USB or whatever I want. Wireless. And I'm looking for SF1. Again, you can put everything on a USB and come over and search through all of that and load them in if you want. Isn't that what I called it? I thought it came over here. It said it sent it to the machine. Where did it send it? No, I don't see these. Good night. Y'all, it's always something. There's those stars I can restitch. Oh my goodness. Oh, there they are right there. Oh, it only took F1 and F2. Okay, so I'm going to put flake 1 set. And I'm going to do an edit, and I want to move it, and I'm going to move it up. Okay. Tell it okay. And then I'm going to add pocket and wireless. I don't know why it didn't take the S on there. Let me go to F2, flake 2, set, and edit, move. I'm going to move it down. And okay. If I was really froggy, I could have done a color sort in Brilliance, but I didn't feel like going through that. Okay, I'm going to tell it embroidery. Now, hold on. So what I want to do now, this is the beauty of the Luminaire here. I have just my stabilizer in here. Okay. I'm going to load this, and I've got a thread stand all in my way. Let me move that out of the way. Okay. I need to thread my needle. All right. I'm going to go to my camera button up here on the top. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm going to load my fabric. So my fabric already has, well, it has the batting placement lines. I guess that would be all right. But I want to show you what you can do if you're not doing the block by block. Okay. You're not doing the block by block quilting. So I have the fusible woven on the back of the blue, and I've got my batting. But if you're not doing block by block, I'm going to make sure this is directional. Can you see that? Make sure it's directional. I'm going to put this up here. Okay. I'm just going to lay it down, put it all the way up there. And I'm going to lay this one right here. Okay. Now, I can go to my camera button. I love this feature. This is slick. I'm going to go to camera, scan, and tell it, okay. It says the frame is going to move. I'm going to tell it, okay. And so now it's scanning the frame, and it's going to find both pieces of fabric. Can you color sort with the Luminaire? You can. It's clunky. I might be able to. I'm not going to sit here and poke around on it with you guys. But where's my coffee? Well, all right. So look at this. How about those apples, y'all? So you can use, you've got some select arrows right here. Now this one already has the little red dots on that red frame. Let me get in real close so you can see. See the dots in the corner? So that's the one that's selected. As far as I'm concerned, that one's fine. This one up here, I want to bring it down a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to use the select button to select the next one. And now it's chosen this one up here. You look for the red dots. And I'm going to tell it close. And then I'm going to go to move. And I'm going to move it down. or you can grab it with your finger. How about that? How cool is that? Pretty centered. That looks really good. Okay. So now what I can do, if I want, I can remove this fabric because it's good, right? I'm going to tell it okay. And embroidery. And we're ready to go. I could leave the fabric sitting there. I don't have to because I've already, it knows where it's going to stitch. So here is the placement line for the batting. All right. Yeah, so I could have gone into a color sort. So it did placement, placement, tack down, tack down. You like that I'm teaching on my Lumi? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Eli. I appreciate that very much. All right. So there's that. And I'm just going to put down the batting and the fabric at the same time. Okay. Now, the Avenir acts a lot like this in this situation. It acts a lot like it in this situation. I'm going to go, so now it's doing the, oh, you know what? I'm going to change my thread color. What is the background quilting thread color that it recommends for the snowflake? It recommends that mint, that, oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. It's recommending the dark blue, okay? Well, my dark blue that it wants is actually on the 10 needle right now, and I can't do that, so I'm going to grab a different dark blue, and it'll be our secret, okay? So I'm going to switch out my thread color to a dark blue, stitch the background quilting, get the snowflake going. So, yeah. No, absolutely, I want to teach on that luminary. Y'all, I'm not ready for the Avenir yet. Maybe the Avenir is not ready for me. There's that. So, anyway, all right, you guys, this has been fun. I hope you got something out of this. How to do some multitasking, whether you've got a multi-needle or a single needle, and how to work things, how to go over, how to only keep the design files that you need on your computer. And this has been a lot of fun. How do I FLS on embroidery machine? You'd like to learn FLS. Help me out. Faker McFake, help me out. What's an FLS? I need help. You're sewing along thinking, what's missing? Oh, you don't have Becky on. Yeah, Sandy, what have you been doing? So I see FLS in embroidery, and my first F is like free for freestanding lace. How do you do? Oh, is that it? Freestanding lace, FLS? Got you. It is freestanding lace. How do you do freestanding lace? You use a water-soluble, fibrous water-soluble stabilizer and wash it away when you're done. Yep, that's it. All right. That's a great idea. If this had been designed for freestanding lace, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? I guess you could do it. You could probably make a bobbin out of the same thread. Make yourself a freestanding lace snowflake. How cute would that be? Little ornament. Love it. All right, you guys, this has been fun. Love y'all. Happy Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. You guys go sew something. Bye.